tells the fans, I am back. I am back. He is.
Ron, I know you talked about this earlier, but with the very real possibility that the crowd could be banned from a game, when you look at the Laker experience with the celebrities in the crowd and that you've had 3 games with just an electric crowd out there, can you wrap your head around that, not having fans in this atmosphere?
Well, it's not only just about the Laker faithful, which is unbelievable, the best in the world. I've just, none of us have ever played a basketball game where no one has been in the stands. Like literally no one has been in the stands. It would be something that would be very challenging, but we see what happens. We see what happens with the protocol and everything that goes on with that going forward, and just take it from that.
I'm going to put my reporter hat on first. My reporter, I would just say that what I've been told is this call with the owners today, everything is on the table. There is nothing that isn't going to be considered. It's going to be procedural. What do we do now? What are our next steps? I do believe there's a strong chance, from what I understand, that they will begin a plan to take fans out of arenas, not just because it's the right thing to do, but also because local governments are making it for them. Now, I'm going to take that hat off, and I'm just going to be a realist here. Okay. The reality is, if you look what happened in China and you look what's happening in Italy, the Serie A, which is their NFL, is shut down. Okay? Basketball in China, which is huge, is shut down, has been shut down for 2 months. That's likely what we're headed for here. I'm not talking about from a health situation. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what's going on with this virus. I'm just saying the containment is what the governments are doing. It's not even going to be up to the leagues. It's going to be up to the governments. And the reason why moving into a city that doesn't have an outbreak right now isn't going to work is because we don't know where the outbreaks are, because we don't have the testing. They're not testing in certain areas, so we don't know. We really don't know how many cases there are.
Which is because the CDC won't accept certain tests.
Okay, that's fine. That's a different topic of conversation. I don't know about any of that. I'm just telling you, that's where the reality is. Now, from a financial standpoint, playoff ticket revenue is enormous. While it is true that your average NBA game, the majority of the revenue that comes in is from the TV. And in theory, the league could still operate just fine. In fact, the ratings might actually go up because so many people are in quarantine with just the people in the stands. That's fine. But when it comes to the playoffs, from a revenue standpoint, a game in Los Angeles, $10, $15 million a game per game for the Lakers and Clippers. You think about how many games, if they don't have playoff revenue and they have to give that money back, and by the way, they don't have a process for that. That's one of the things they're going to talk about. They don't have a plan in place. How do we play the playoffs without fans? If they have to give that money back, it's a material effect on next year's salary cap because they've already built in hundreds of millions of expected revenue. So
in other words, they're better off canceling the games?
No, postponing, suspending. I think my guess, not as a reporter, as somebody who lives in this world and has been watching China, is that we're eventually going to face suspension of the games.